Okay. All right. Hey, everyone. This is the start of day 2 of the training session for 2K in 3 days. So let's recap what we did in day 1. And I know day 1 was a big day for a lot of people. And like I said, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed if you haven't completed all your homework. Plot along at your own speed, but just keep going, keep pushing yourself. If you run into questions, if you're feeling overwhelmed or anything like that, then just stop, ask us a question on the Facebook group, reach out to anyone through the support desk. We're here for you at the end of the day. So just don't let yourself feel overwhelmed. So yesterday we set up the basic infrastructure for long-term results. So as I said on the first day, there really is a big difference between long-term results and fast cash, right? What you ultimately want to do is you ultimately want to build your list and build a relationship with that list in one niche. And why do you want to do that? Well, because over the long term, that's the most sustainable, stable business that you can have. Okay. But sometimes that method does take a little while to scale up, and it does take a little while to build a bit of a list and add the layers to the system. Okay. And so that's why we're focused today on day number 2, which is setting up that fast cash system. So I'm going to show you 2 really fast cash generation strategies that you're going to be able to implement today. And I'd be shocked if you actually follow the steps that you don't have results by tomorrow. It is really, really cool. It's something that I've been using for the last few months now, and I know you're going to love it. Okay, so today is really focused on the fast cash aspect of the system. Okay, and I'm going to talk about what that is shortly. Day 3. So day 3 is we want to talk about optimizing ad campaigns. So we're going to go back to yesterday and really talk about that long-term result, okay, the long-term list building again. So optimizing the ad campaigns, more advanced targeting methods, and really stepping up results with high impact strategies. So day 1 and day 3 work together. Day 2 is kind of it's a independent component. You can use it with your existing niche business depending on what your niche is, and I'll explain that. So I just like to think, I like to give you as many options as possible to make money. Ultimately what I showed you yesterday, that's going to give you the best bang for a buck. Okay. You're going to make more money in the long run and have a real business by building your mailing list and your presence online doing that. However, most newbies really want that instant gratification. So getting cash in, even if it's from a different location, will kind of appease you until you have that result coming in from your list. Does that make sense? Yes? Awesome. So getting a lot of good yeses here. That's great. Okay. Okay, great. So that's what I said. So today we're going to be focusing on that fast cash system using 2 methods. So today's session will probably go, I'd say about 2 hours. We'll probably finish up around let's see, noon Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then I'll also be online taking questions on the Facebook group. I also am going to announce a little bit of a competition today, and I'm excited about that. The prize is really, really cool, if I do say so myself. So I think that will bring in a little bit of the spirit of competition and make it really fun in order to implement this. Tomorrow, we're going to work on stepping up the list building campaign, more advanced targeting methods, getting results within your niche. And then day 4, we're going to weigh in on results and questions and answers and student successes. Okay. So that's basically the general schedule. I think, in my opinion, this is kind of the best way to appease the long-term business building, thinking about our future, while at the same time making that $2,000 in 3 days and getting you some faster money. All right. So let's see. Sounds good. So Steve says 4 days. I thought it was 3. It is 3 days, but technically 72 hours from the start is 10 a.m. on Monday. So the last day is really just going to be a check-in and basically final results and that sort of thing. And that will be Monday. Awesome. Okay, so I think I've accepted everyone in the Facebook. Solomon, I'll check. I'll add you to the Facebook group as well. All right. So guys, let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, I just want to give you a bit of an update from yesterday, and we'll go into this in more detail tomorrow. But yesterday I had, as you saw, a little bit of trouble getting my ads approved, and that was for 2 reasons. One, the image was too gimmicky. So I can't display an image of a woman who looks too fit because that's not, average results. And then the second thing was what was the second thing? The second thing was that I had said lose 27 pounds in 27 days, which is frustrating because that's really what happened to me and that's really results that I got. And so that's frustrating because that is a real claim. But again, they claim that that's not an average result. So I understand that. So I modified that a little. Now, if you ever have an ad disapproved, and by the way, that ad, getting your ad disapproved really primarily only happens in really big categories like weight loss and internet marketing. If you're in another category like fishing or knitting or something like that, I'd be surprised if you had your ad disapproved. It'd be pretty hard to do. So this is really kind of just a disclaimer for people who are in those bigger niches. So what I did was I duplicated my landing page. So in Unbounce, there's a button you can just right click, select duplicate. And what that does is it gives you a new URL. And then I uploaded the new URL into my Facebook ads. And then I was able to get the ads approved because I think that whatever happened was Facebook had kind of flagged that old URL and had decided that this is a sketchy URL. So I just duplicated the landing page. It gave me a new URL and an Unbounce, and then I had no problem getting my ads approved. The second thing, and we've actually had a lot of questions about this, was what if I can't find a CPA offer to give away for my free gift? Okay, so do any of you have that question? I saw a few of those questions actually in the Facebook group. So what it was, what if I can't find a CPA offer to give away on my free, my free giveaway? Well, as it happens, I haven't been approved yet. I think it's because the weekend, the CPA networks will tend to be a little slower. I haven't been approved for that calorie calculator yet, which is really annoying, but that's okay because, you just got to persevere and find another option. And I think really that's a good mark of what's going to make you successful is perseverance. When you hit a wall, when mistakes happen, you have to just find another way. Okay. And if this live training is teaching you anything, it definitely hasn't gone perfectly, but when we've hit a wall, we've just tried something else. So I'll show you my new landing page, how I updated it, what I did to do that. And I think you'll find that very helpful. So let me go there here right now. Okay. Okay, so first thing, I also just did a little bit of prettying up of this landing page. It's still not pretty, but it's less plain. I just changed the background color. Again, you just do that in the Unbounce app by clicking the background and changing it to pink because it's for girls. And other than that, it's basically the same, but you'll see what I did here. I said, enter your email to access, that should actually say the special report on what doctors call miracle pill. All right, so what I did was I actually went to Max Bounty. And instead of looking for a CPA offer, like a free, paying out for a lead, I literally just Googled weight loss. And I looked for what the different weight loss offers are. And there was one, let's see here, for Garcinia. I think it was this one. And I'll just show you what the page is. Okay. So this kind of looks like an article. So basically what I did was I took a product sale. So this is like this is actually a direct offer, right? But it looks like an article. It's called the advertorial, and this was just from Max Bounty. And I took whatever this magic pill is, and you can see weight loss pill up here, and I called it a report. And so if you go back to my landing page, where are you? Here, okay, so I said enter your email to access the special report on what doctors call miracle pill. All right, so I need to edit that actually. So I just kind of took a disadvantage and turned it into an advantage. So this is actually marketing to a higher end offer. And so when they get the first email from me, it actually has a link to this landing page that is, like I said, it comes across as an article, but there's all these links for, you can see up top, I think it says, this promotion for pure Garcinia extract is still available and ready to ship. So you can see it is actually a sales offer. So do you see what I did? You don't have to, it doesn't have to be a CPA offer, okay? So guys, when I say something, definitely follow it, but you can feel free to think outside of the box too. So at the end of the day, you just want to give something away when they opt in. It doesn't have to be a CPA offer where they enter in their email. It could be a link to a product. It's all about positioning. Does that make sense to you? So this, I would actually get paid, I believe, $52 for every sale. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, so it makes sense. Okay, great. So that's what I did. So I just wanted to do that because I saw a few questions on the Facebook group about that, and so I thought I'd address that on here. Again, you can give away you can give away a free ebook or something like that as well. I just like to link to some sort of offer. Okay. Yes. So your affiliate link is your first email to this page. So I'll actually show you. So if you go into Aweber, and I'll give you guys these copies, I can't speak today. So your gift, Miracle Pill Report. Okay, so this is what we did yesterday. I just edited it. Brittany here, thanks for signing up to my email list on how I lost 27 pounds and gained 7 pounds of muscles in just a few days. It was actually 28 days. You were getting this email because you signed up to my landing page. You can get this special report, I promise, on what doctors are calling the miracle pill of weight loss here. So that would link to the article I just showed you, okay? Plus, I've curated a number of awesome actionable articles from around the web. Here are my 4 favorites. So I did 4 instead of 5. Fat burning foods, get rid of your nasty cellulite, cut 100 calories 78 ways, look better naked with a 2-day cleanse. So these are all articles, but 3 of them are Trust Jacker articles, so they redirect to a product, okay? And then the rest is just following this template. So does that make sense to you? Okay, so to recap, so what I've done is I've set up an ad in Facebook ads. That ad is going to this page, okay? So the ad that we built yesterday using the scraped audience list, we sent that ad to this page, okay? Someone opts in, they enter their name and email address, then they get sent this email that I just showed you, okay? When they get sent this email, their free gift is the link to this miracle pill of weight loss, which goes to, when they click on that, this article, okay? When they read this article, they're going to click on this link, which will take them to an actual sales offer for trying Garcinia. Okay, so is that process clear? Add to the landing page. Landing page, you get an email. Email, you click on the free gift that goes to the article, which comes to this page. Awesome. Okay, good. So just going through this. And then let's see. Okay, so that's, leave this page. And to be clear, this isn't a Trust Jacker link. This is just how the product owner positioned this, okay? So that's email number 1. Now, I wanted to show you something else that I actually don't think we mentioned yesterday. So email number 2, let's go to email number 2. And guys, I'll put a copy up of these tonight so you can go through them yourself. So email number 2, personal. So this is the one that just talks about my story. If you look in the resources file, I'm literally just following along on these knitting 12 emails PDFs right here. They work really, really well to build trust. Okay, so here I just have my story. You can sign up and go through this yourself if you'd like, or you can read the emails when I send them to you. But again, just my story. But what I want to show you is when I click next, it says settings here and it says interval. Set the number of days from your previous message. The default is 999 days. And this one, and you want to delete that and just select 1 day. So that means that this email will go out 1 day after the previous email. Okay, does that make sense to you? So it's just a small difference, but it is very important because you don't want to wait 3 years for your emails to be sent out. So definitely make sure you switch that to 1 day rather than 999. Okay, and you do that for every email you add. Okay, so in addition to the fast term money making strategies that I'm going to teach you today and give you for a homework assignment, I'm also going to give you a homework assignment of writing email number 3 and email number 4. So let's look at those really quickly here. Okay, so this is email number 3. How I work. So literally, this is just taking email number 3 from knitting and copying it word for word, but subbing in, instead of I love to knit, I love fitness. So it says, hey, if you notice, I typically send you an email every day. The reason I do this is simple. I love to share my results with weight loss and help other people achieve the same type of results. From time to time, I'll give you opportunity to invest, either stuff I've created or from people who I think offer quality stuff. See, there's a spelling error. Offer quality stuff that can help you with your fitness results. So there, what am I doing? I'm actually telling them I'm going to promote offers to you and I'm making them get comfortable in advance. I also often send emails filled with great recipes, calorie cutting tips and tricks, and other things I know you will love because I've loved them myself. I also only like to email those who are looking to improve their weight loss results. There we go. I also only like to email those who are looking to improve their weight loss results in the first place. So if these emails are an intrusion to you, you can unsubscribe at any time by clicking the unsubscribe link that accompanies every email I send out. Okay, so you're actually telling them, you're being upfront with them, and people really appreciate this. They actually really trust you a lot more by addressing this. But I truly believe you'll want to stay because you'll likely find value time and time again from each email I send you, and it'll be fun. For example, in this email, I'm sending you an awesome article on getting rid of cellulite that I found particularly helpful. Check it out here. Okay, so this is a link to a TrustJacker article. You can actually take a look at it. So it's an article on cellulite. And basically it will just pop up. I think it's a product sale. So 3 reasons to make coffee part of your skincare routine.
My name is Joey, and I'm here to share some very unique and extremely helpful material with you about lower body cellulite reduction in the legs, buns, hips, and thighs. So if you have any bumps, dimples, or uneven skin in those areas.
Okay. So that's just it's an article, but it's a trust jacking article. So again, you're kind of in a really nice, clean way of giving yourself an opportunity to get income again. So again, settings, make sure that's 1 day after the previous. Yeah, the video pops up. So that's just through TrustJacker. So making sense? So James says, using Aweber, if a subscriber wants us to unsubscribe, does Aweber handle this automatically? Yes, they do. Okay, so then the fourth one, following again, this exact formula from the knitting is the fourth email is the first direct sales pitch you make to your list. Okay. The first 3 emails were all about building trust. The fourth email is all about selling. And so what I did was I went to my Excel spreadsheet, which has all of the offers I'm promoting on it. And I chose one of them, and I chose this one, the truth about fat burning food. And I just Googled, so I'll take this, most affiliate products that you're going to promote have affiliate resource centers. So if you just Google the proof about fat burning food affiliate, I think it is fat burning foods. Okay, here. So it will actually give you ad copy to use. And so I actually just took the email swipe that they have here and I made that into my 4th email. Okay, so it's just a direct sales offer and I took that right from my affiliate, the product I'm promoting. So number 1, food ingredient killing you dead and making you fat. And then here's just the sales page offer to the product. Okay, so that's homework assignment number 3 and number 4. Homework assignment for the emails number 3 and number 4. Okay, so guys, I see a lot of questions here, and I'm going to answer them just shortly. Let's see. Yes, I will email you the Excel template as well as emails. So a few questions about TrustJacker. On TrustJacker, you have 2 options. You have the option to, when you exit out of a page, have that notice that comes up and says, wait, are you sure you want to go? And then redirect them to the landing page. The other offer you have is a popover, okay? And I don't have any conclusive data. I find both of them work just as well. It's just, I usually tend to use a popover rather than an exit pop. Okay. Just going through this, guys. And if there's a few people saying that they're not receiving emails, the best person to contact is Karen. She'll make sure you're added onto the email list. So again, in the chat box, I'm just going to add Brittany at BrittanyLynch.com and just email with the subject line, please, not getting 2K and 3-day emails. Okay. And she'll add you on. So that's in the chat box. Okay, great. So that's email 3 and 4. So that's what I wanted to show you. I'll give you copies of those. I see there's a few questions for Trust Jacker. I'll answer those in the Facebook group because then it's written down for you and I'll give some step-by-step instruction, or I'll take some towards the end of the call. Okay. So that's kind of just an update from yesterday. Again, we'll pick up from where we left off here tomorrow. For now, I want to show you some fast money generation techniques. Okay. All right. So 2 fast cash methods that I'm going to teach you. The first one is t-shirt campaigns. So that's promoting t-shirts through something I'm going to show you in just a sec. And then the second one is internet marketing. And what I mean by that is just literally selling internet marketing products. And that doesn't mean you have to build a list. None of these are through building lists. These are all just direct sales. And I'll show you how to do both of these. And they're both a lot of fun. Okay, guys, don't send me your emails in this question box because I'm not going to get them. Email Brittany@BrittanyLynch.com with the subject line as I stated in the chat box, all right? So let's focus on this for now. All right, so 2 fast cash methods, the t-shirt campaigns and internet marketing. Let's start first with t-shirt campaigns. Okay, so we're going to use a website called Teespring. This is a relatively new website, and it's a really cool way to actually make extra money by selling t-shirts. Why t-shirts? Well, everyone buys t-shirts, and I find the conversion rate is unbelievable. If you get a good campaign, about 10% conversion rate. So 1 out of 10 people who visit the page will actually purchase a t-shirt, which is astounding. Okay, and you can get pretty cheap clicks in these categories, and you can make a lot of money very quickly. I'm talking hundreds of dollars a day. So what it is it's a crowdfunding platform for shirts. So let me actually show you what it is. Okay. Okay, so this is an example. So this is a t-shirt campaign that I made, I think, yesterday morning. And so what it was is Andrew Luck. So Andrew Luck plays for the Colts. And guys, just so you know, I don't know anything about football. This is all information I found through researching, and I'll show you how to do that. So I just made a t-shirt that says "We Have Luck." That's a play on his first name. And then on the back is his name and his number, okay? So you can see yesterday I sold 12 shirts towards 20. So these shirts are not actually printed until I make 20 sales, all right? So it's crowdfunding. So someone can come here, buy it, but the shirts aren't printed and sent out until we reach our overall goal, all right? So I sold 12 shirts at $20 each. That's $240 in sales, all right? And that was just yesterday. Now, the margins are you make 50% and they make 50%. I'll show you how to increase the margins on that when we set up a campaign. So roughly I made $120 yesterday by promoting this. And someone's asking a great question. How did you get the word out? Well, this is a course on Facebook advertising, so we definitely use Facebook advertising. So let me actually show you an example of the ad I use. So you can see here, Luck 2. My cost per website click was 42 cents, and yet I only had 89 clicks and I had 12 sales, okay? So you can see example of the ad here. Andrew Luck game day shirt. We have Luck. Show your support for Andrew Luck and get the game day price, $90. Price increases tomorrow. And I didn't even use a scraper. I literally just, in the ad section, here, and I'll show you. I'll edit it. I just entered Andrew Luck. So this is the actual ad that I was using. So it goes, you can see it goes direct to the Teespring page. This is direct linking, guys. It doesn't get any easier than that. You don't have to set up infrastructure. The only thing you do is make the t-shirt, and I'll show you how to do that. This is, again, through the newsfeed ad. Or sorry, not through the newsfeed, through the right-hand side ad. So you can see that right here, right column. And you can see here what I did was I selected United States and Canada, and all I did was press precise interest, Andrew Luck. And that's what led to those sales. Not targeting a massive audience, okay? Andrew Luck, I've since learned a little bit more from me, and you football guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he went in the first round draft pick, whatever that means. And so he's like a promising upcoming football player. But he doesn't have as big of a following as a Peyton Manning or, you know, one of those other big guys, okay? So that's literally all I did there. Optimize for clicks, and that was my entire ad. So this is what I did to set it up. So I went to teespring.com, I created the t-shirt. I'm literally just direct linking to that t-shirt and making sales that way. So the return on investment is really, really good. Someone says first pick in the draft. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and I know I spelled game wrong in the headline, and that's fine because it was converting anyways. It's just because I ran out of space. Um, Eric says, great job on your football prowess. Okay, but this is all through research. I don't know anything about football at all. Okay, and so campaign budget, I initially started with, I think, $10 a day, and then I increased it. Okay. And this is, yeah, like I said, this is at 89 clicks. I guess we just got another click here. And it goes right to the landing page. So it's really, really straightforward. That's another one I'm working on. Okay. And so this is the actual landing page. It says goal coats go. Let's crush those Titans because they're playing the Titans on Thursday. So that's the day I created it, was Thursday. This is a special game time price so we can rally as much support for the Colts and luck as possible. Once the game's over, price goes back up to $29. As you can see, I did not increase the price. That was kind of like a false scarcity. Let's beat these Titans. Get your limited edition Andrew Luck shirt now. It's limited edition because I said it's limited edition. I've limited it to 20, okay? So you get to dictate all of this stuff. So I spent like $40 and I made $120. So it's really good margins. Okay. So that's kind of an example of just some of the results. Now, Andrew Luck is just, he's got a very small audience. This is just touching the skim of the tip of the iceberg. So what I'm probably going to do today is set up 3 different t-shirt campaigns to slightly different audiences. And I genuinely believe that I'll make a few $100s to $1,000 plus today, between today and tomorrow, okay, selling these t-shirts. And so the question now comes, how do you create this t-shirt and what are the different, I guess, techniques for creating these t-shirts? So as I said, I really don't know anything about football. What tends to work well with these things is capitalizing, with anything in marketing, is capitalizing on trends. Okay. So let's actually figure out what's a good campaign that we can promote. Now, it tends to be that sports are really good t-shirts because people get so into it, in particular football. Obviously, it's the American pastime sport. And so because of that, there's a particularly large audience, and not just a large audience, a passionate audience. Okay, they go all out. And so football is a good one to focus on. As our t-shirts, some of the campaigns that I actually might make is, let's take X Factor or The Voice. So those are both popular TV shows right now. Not to mention their competitions. So that means people are voting on particular contestants. And therefore, I might consider making a t-shirt for some of the contestants and marketing those to their fan page. So that's just an idea, but you can see where you're capitalizing on current trends, and they're really not difficult to make. So let me show you what I mean about how to find them, guys. I want to emphasize I am terrible at graphics. I'm actually terrible at anything with technology. This is not a complicated shirt. It's like an image and text. That is it. And it's all done with the editor that's included on Teespring. It's not done with Photoshop or anything like that. Okay, great question. Do you pay anything to Teespring? This is the beautiful thing about it, is there's no out-of-pocket cost other than the advertising. Okay, so let's say that I only end up selling 12 t-shirts. Well, then in that case, Teespring would refund the sales for these 12 t-shirts, and they would not be charged. Okay. So it's kind of like, it's one of those games where you can determine how many t-shirts you want to sell, whether it's 5, 10, 20, or 50. And based on how few or how many t-shirts you want to sell, the price will increase. So let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, so guys, one thing to keep in mind is don't use copyrighted material. So as you can see on the Andrew Luck t-shirt, I didn't use anything that was copyrighted. I didn't use the real Colts logo or anything like that. So you don't want to use trademarked symbols, and I didn't, but you don't need to in order to make this profitable. So let me show you here. So you can see the Teespring editors here. 2K in 3 days rocks. And you can change the text here and the color, and you can change the t-shirt color. And based on what you do, the base cost at 50 shirts changes, right? So black t-shirt costs a little more than a white t-shirt. But again, you're not paying this up front, and I'll explain what that means in a second. You can change the different formats different types of t-shirts. I usually just go with a basic tee. And then what I'll do is I'll add something to the campaign, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, you can also add something on the back, Team Lynch. Okay, and again, you can change this, and you can upload your own images, or you can browse our art library and use those. So you see, it's really easy to do, and you play around with the images in the drag and drop editor, kind of much like Unbounce. Think about this Teespring as Unbounce for t-shirts. Do you see what I mean? Yes. Cool. So it is very, very easy to use. And honestly, when I first heard about it, I was kind of like, oh, that's interesting. But t-shirts, like I never really got into selling physical things before because the margins aren't as good. But in this case, you actually do make about 50% commission. So it's kind of like promoting a digital product. And so the margins are about the same, except the difference is everyone needs a t-shirt, right? You can't walk around naked. Well, I guess you can, but that's not really a common occurrence. And so, t-shirts sell really well because people need to have them. And so it converts really well if you're targeting to a specific audience. Like I showed you, I was targeting Andrew Luck. Okay, so it's very, very straightforward. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. People are like, this is so much fun. And that's exactly it. Making money, building a business, there is stressful parts and there are parts where you're going to feel overwhelmed, but it's not all like that. And there are fun days and there are things that you can do to make fun cash. And this is one of them. And so this is why I wanted to show you the fast cash method that is a little more fun so that you feel like, wow, I'm making money. It's fun and it motivates you to build your longer term business. Don't forget about your longer term business. That's building your list. Maybe it's a little more infrastructure to set up, but in the long run, that will make you, more money. Okay. So I'm just going to walk you through this, and I'm going to select next step. Okay, so watch this number right here, okay? It says $8.85 base price per tee. Okay, so this is a sales goal. So how it works is you determine how many you think you can sell. Now, initially when I launched this campaign, I was a little nervous, so I just selected 10. So watch what happens when you select 10. Your base price of a t-shirt goes up $4. So that means your margins decrease. Now that's fine because you can still make a profit. And so if you kind of just want to put your toes in the water to get comfortable, then that's fine. But watch what happens when we go up to 100 t-shirts. The base price drops to $7.94. And you can see, all the way up to 400 t-shirts, how much the price drops. And so therefore your margins increase. So I like to mark this up by about $10. So if the base price, and we're going to put this at 50. If the base price is at $8.83, I would sell it for $19.50 or something like that. Okay. So then it tells you the estimated profit. So if you sell 50 t-shirts, you're going to make $532 profit. And I find that the advertising cost tends to be, if you have a winner, it tends to be maybe like a quarter to half of what you actually make in profit. So it would be maybe $100 or $200. And it really does depend. I believe it does ship to any country. I usually target the US and Canada. Oh, and the great thing is you can request a payout right to your PayPal account as soon as the campaign's over. So it's really fast. It really is fast money. And yes, and Column's got a great question. Can you sell more than the goal quantity? Definitely. So let's just say you select 10 because you're nervous, it's your first time, as your goal. You can still sell 300 t-shirts. The difference is that you're paying the same base price. So you're going to pay the $12.25 even if you sell 300 t-shirts. Whereas if you had selected 300 as a goal, you can see that the t-shirt price is almost half off. So again, for your first time, you can select a smaller goal, kind of dip your toes into the water. You won't be making as much profit, but you will still be profiting. So it's up to you. That's kind of what makes it exciting as well. Okay, so I'd say 20 is a good first goal. So Anita says, can you cut and paste in graphics images for the t-shirt design? Absolutely. So I'm going to take you through the steps. We're actually going to make a t-shirt on here. Okay. Sandy says, if you don't sell them all, do you have to buy the remaining? You don't have to buy the remaining, but depending on where you're at, it might be a good idea. Mark says, I'll buy one of your t-shirts for Team Brittany Lynch. For Team Lynch. Well, we'll make them a little nicer than this. How about that? These are actually kind of weird. So it's a lot of fun and you can really do well. So in terms of t-shirt size, do you have to worry about shirt size? Definitely not. So let me show you. Let's actually go to the next step. Or actually, we'll go back to Teespring Andrew Luck. So here you would just edit your campaign details with a description. You saw how basic the Andrew Luck campaign was. It was like literally go Colts go, buy this t-shirt, it's limited edition sort of thing. You can determine the campaign length. I usually select 5 days because it puts a little scarcity on it. If for whatever reason you haven't hit your goal, you can always email Teespring and get them to extend the campaign. Then you would just choose your URL. So I might say /Lynch and then launch your campaign. So let me show you on Teespring how Andrew Luck. Okay, so let's select buy now. So you actually get to choose the size. So sizing doesn't matter. Someone can select triple XL and that doesn't matter, okay? But you can also add another style. So what I did was once I launched this campaign, so you actually have to email the support. You can email them and say, can you actually add the female version as well? So you can see that there's also a female version. And you can also ask them to add a hoodie and all this stuff. And it makes sense to add different options because that way you can actually make more money. So it is really, really cool. Okay, just looking at these. Yeah, so that kind of answered your question, Rebecca. Can we offer different styles of the same campaign? Yes, you can. You just want to email them. And yes, you can bump up the quantity, get a greater discount during the campaign. No, I don't think you can during the campaign. You have to decide that up at front. Yeah, so the price does change with hoodies and different styles. So I'll show you when we actually make a live campaign. It changes the base price and you can add an additional margin. And yeah, you can make this. It doesn't matter what country you're from, you can make this. I believe that they ship everywhere. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, look at all these countries. They ship like most places in the world. You just pay for shipping. Okay, so let's actually, do you guys actually want to see me make a campaign here? We'll launch it and sell a bunch of t-shirts tonight. Bunch of yeses. Okay, cool. All right, so let's do that then. Let me remind you, I'm terrible at sports, except for hockey because that's the best sport in the world. But other than hockey, I really have don't know anything about sports. So football, for example, I don't know anything about. But obviously, it's football season. Sunday night football, guys, coming up. Think about it. Big opportunity here. So there's a bunch of different hockey and Facebook. There's a bunch of different football teams playing this Sunday, and so you can kind of think about that. Especially if you have a team, you probably have friends who are willing to buy your shirt too. So think outside of the box. But let's go to Google Trends. So how many of you have heard of Google Trends before? So if you go to google.com/trends. Let's see. Okay, so Google Trends is just a cool way to figure out what's trending right now. So in terms of what sells well for t-shirts, often, sports when they're playing, as well as other things. So let's look through what's trending here. So Kirk Castle dies. Okay, Rob Ford. So I'm from Toronto. How many of you are following the Rob Ford debacle? How about, yeah, exactly. So this is, I actually want to make a t-shirt campaign around this, and I will tonight, about Rob Ford. But basically what's happening is Rob Ford's the mayor of Toronto, and it basically came out over the summer that he's been smoking crack with a bunch of criminals, and he's basically like an alcoholic and a crack addict. among other things. Okay, so everyone in Toronto kind of knew that he was a little bit of a character even before this happened. He's always doing something weird, but it blew up because there was a video that was found about him in like a drunken stupor talking about how he was going to kill someone. So it's like this whole big thing, but because of his personality, it's not funny. Addiction's not funny, but Rob Ford is a little bit funny. And you can see that all the late night talk shows are making fun of Rob Ford. Like it's a whole thing. So I'm gonna make a T-shirt about Rob Ford tonight, just because I think that there's probably a good opportunity. The whole world's talking about Rob Ford right now, for better or for worse, mostly for worse. So that's an example of a trend that could do really, really well. Okay. Yeah, he's crazy. It's pretty awful. And it's pretty awful that, Toronto's getting known for Rob Ford. It's a great city. It's, one of my favorite cities in the world. But it would work really well because he is such a prominent figure right now that's really trending. Okay? Crackman. Yeah, there's a lot of different jokes here. So anyway, so there's a lot of different ideas, okay? Eddie says Toronto rocks. That's a bummer. Yeah. So Rob Ford's just one thing, okay? There's so many different things. I'm sure there's probably John Claude Van Damme. I don't know if people aren't as passionate about movies unless it's like Star Wars or like a legendary one. Um, so what I would do probably is, after kind of looking at the trending news stories, looking at that, the other one would be, there's a disaster in the Philippines, but I wouldn't really necessarily. I mean, it's up to you, but I probably would not feel comfortable creating a T-shirt about the Philippines tsunami or what a typhoon, I guess it was, unless I was actually donating the proceeds to to some sort of cause. So that's kind of up to you, but I personally wouldn't. So you can go to the top chart section on the left, and these are kind of all the trending things on the left. I would go ahead and I would select sports. So sports, you can see athletes. Where was it? Athletes here. So Adrian Peterson. I wouldn't go out of my way to choose that because I know he plays for the Vikings, and Vikings are doing brutal this year. The only reason I know that is because my friends are Vikings fans. So I'm not sure why he's trending. I think he's the quarterback for Vikings, but they're just not winning. And generally, T-shirts sell more when a team's winning. LeBron James, Peyton Manning. Okay, so Peyton Manning plays for the Broncos. And if I click Peyton Manning here, you can see he's trending. So he's gone up 34 points since last month. We can actually explore this a little further and see the interest over time and see kind of where the interest is coming from. I guess he's had a lot of babies, right? He's the, I think, football player with the whole baby scandal. He's had like 8 babies or something like that. So Adrian, that, so who were we just talking about? Peyton Manning. So let's go to Google search and learn a little bit more about Peyton Manning. So usually what I'll do is I'll use the Google trend tool to figure out what's trending right now. And then I'll go to Google to learn more about them. So Peyton Manning, he plays for the Broncos. Okay. And I know that the Broncos are playing the Chiefs, right? Broncos schedule. So let's see who they're coming. So usually when it comes to sports, I like to capitalize on upcoming games because, again, it's like a sense of urgency that it's going to be a live game. So you can see they're playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're both Western teams. And I kind of, if you're a guy or if you're a girl and you want to make T-shirts related to sports, pick some guy's brain. That's what I did earlier this morning. I guess the Chiefs and the Broncos are both in the Western Conference. And so it's this whole thing that they're going to be the best in the West. And so I had this idea, why don't we get the Broncos? Peyton Manning's the, popular person on that team, and kind of make a best of the West t-shirt for the Broncos. Okay. So it's really kind of just a discovery process of going to the Google Trends, seeing what's trending, picking up on that, then coming to Google and searching, what's happening with them, learning a little more. You can even look at some t-shirts to kind of see what's out there, get some ideas. Now, you don't want to steal someone else's shirt idea, but you can use it to get ideas for sure. Can you get sued for, again, don't ask me lawyer questions. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. We're not using any trademarks. So I'm not using the Broncos official logo. there's 1,000 different Peyton Mannings in the world, so I'm not using anything trademarked. So keep that in mind. But if you really want to be 100%, don't. I'm not a lawyer. Let's see here. Yeah, so James says, can you do searches in Google Trends like sports, fishing, lifestyle? Yeah, so you can actually go and search for different niches. Guys, the sky really is the limit. I mean, people buy shirts all of the time, and it's just about choosing a niche and matching the shirts to your niche. So in this case, weight loss probably isn't a great example of t-shirts. However, if we niche down to CrossFit, I have had success selling CrossFit t-shirts. Okay, so you don't have to venture outside of your niche. You can actually use this strategy within your longer term income generation strategy, and that's fun. And I would encourage that if you can think of something. But for the sake of today, we want to make a lot of money, and so I'm going to capitalize on this football game among, probably a few other things. Danielle says this potential is limitless. Brittany, this is a gold mine. Let's see. Broncos were undefeated. The Chiefs are the only undefeated team. They play Sunday night. Broncos could win, making all teams with a loss. Also, the division title is up for grabs. Yeah, so that's exactly it. Because the division title is up for grabs, this is definitely going to be very sensitive. Okay, so just kind of going through these questions. Okay. Yeah, so in terms of copyright, if you just Google copyrights, you can find it. But again, we're not using the official Broncos logo. I wouldn't do that. All right. If you're concerned, you can email Teespring. But yeah, don't use the official Broncos t-shirt. Don't use their official logos, and you'll be fine. Like I said, I've got the Andrew Luck t-shirt going. I'm not using anything that's official there. So let's go back to the shirt. So you can see this isn't their official horseshoe. We have luck. That could literally mean anything. It's just the context of the description and the ad. So I'm not doing anything, wrong there. Let's go back here. Okay. So we've got the Bronco. So the next thing is images. So I'm not going to use the actual Bronco image that the Broncos actually use, but what I will do is I'll find a similar one. So I'll go to iStock Photo, and this is a website where you do pay for the images, but it's usually just a few dollars for an image. And let's just Google Bronco. And you can see there's all these images of Broncos, and you can download any of these, and it's about $2 or $3. The price varies depending on which one you choose. You can see there's some really cool ones, but this is the one that I want to use because it looks similar to the Bronco one, and I surveyed some guys, and they told me that it looks cool. So at the end of the day, you need to think about your target demographic. So if you're making a t-shirt and you have some people that you know in your family or friends that are in that demographic, survey them, ask them what they like. Okay, that's definitely gonna help. Okay, so we'll click on that. Okay, someone's asking, will they get the shirt in time for the game? Honestly, not for Sunday's game, but they don't really care. They're not really thinking about that. They know when they order something online that it takes a few days, and that hasn't impacted conversions. Okay, so Sandy's saying, how big of an audience do you think we need to target to sell 20 shirts to a passionate audience? So Andrew Luck was like, what, 120,000? So we've sold 12 shirts so far. I have no doubt we'll hit the 20 shirts. And so it's not a massive audience. So take that for what it is. Now, that's why I think what I'll do for the Broncos is I'll set it to 50 t-shirts. And the reason is Peyton Manning's, his audience is, I think it's like 1.5 million or something like that. So it's a lot bigger, as well as the game is coming up. So I would just download this image. I downloaded it actually earlier when I was kind of doing some research on it. So this image, let's see what it is right here. I got it right here, and it cost me $5 to download. iStock Photo, you just sign up for account. The account's actually free, but you pay per image, and you can buy a certain number of credits. So it's a cool little image there, okay? So then what I would do is I would go to Teespring, and I would select, so I would launch a new campaign. Guys, really easy to sign up for Teespring. That's free to sign up for. I'm already logged in. You can, it's a one-click button sign up process. I signed up with my Facebook account. So I'm just going to select launch a new campaign. Okay, guys, we'll get into targeting in a sec. Okay, so now looking at other Bronco t-shirts that have sold, and let's see where we did that. Let's Google Bronco shirts. I know, and again, I had no idea that the Broncos were an orange color before this morning. Broncos t-shirts. Peyton Manning. I think there's like hold on. So I think that they're blue, orange, and white, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay. So you can see here. So I literally looked at the t-shirts that were selling. I said, okay, orange seems the prominent color. So I'm going to go to Teespring. I'm going to select orange. Pretty close, right? I'm going to keep it as a basic tee. And I'm going to go to add and upload art. Okay, so I have the image that I downloaded from iStock Photo. Okay, and it shows up exactly like this. And then what I do, so you can see this little box here. You have to keep the images within that box. But you can add multiple things. So I'll say the best, and we'll actually do a vote with the guys here. The best, and then click here, in the West. Okay, you just make sure it's centered. And that's what that little line does. So the best in the West. That looks pretty okay, I think. Now, I'm not a huge fan of orange, but that's probably the girl in me. If you're a Broncos fan, then orange is probably the cool color to wear. And then usually for football shirts, what I'll do is I'll just do what I did for Andrew Luck. I'll add, I think he's 18, Manning, and then 18. And you can just size it. And you can change the font just by clicking here. Okay. Let's see, biggest. So let's see, Manning, and then 18. And the reason why I do them separately is because I might want them as different sizes. So I think for most jerseys, like the number's bigger than the name, but let's actually go look. So yeah, you can see the 18 Manning, they're about the same size. So that's not very hard, is it? No. Yeah, it's very, very easy. So that's really cool. So it's really easy to do. I can change the text color to blue. That's right, because that's a Broncos color. But you can notice how the price changes. So you kind of need to decide, well, will this sell if the text is black? Is it going to increase my conversion rate by $2 or how much ever it is each one? To change this image color, I would actually have to go ahead and edit that in a photo thing. So you can see at the back, I can change these colors, but it does increase the t-shirt price from the base price. And so you just need to decide, is it worth it? And maybe it is. You don't really know until you launch it. But I kind of like it black. What do you guys think? Black, yeah. So we're getting a lot of blacks. Well, and I think black for two reasons. I don't think having blue is going to increase conversion, justify basically the increase in cost. So it's like $11 versus, what is it, like 8 something? So it's an extra $3 to change the color. So it's just cutting into your profit margin a little. Obviously, you want to make it appealing, but if you're a Broncos fan, I don't know. I kind of like this shirt. It's basic, but it's kind of cool, especially where it says the best in the West. What do you guys think? Yes, people are saying it's great. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Mitch says I'm a Broncos fan and I love it. Awesome. There you go. So that's exactly what you want to do. Is if you're a girl or if you're not a sports fan, survey people who are a sports fan. Um, and yeah, you can mess around with this. Make sure it's in the center. Now, one thing I'm going to mention is you can't add additional excuse me, you can't add additional styles on the campaign here until you email support. So you actually have to launch this t-shirt, then email support and say, can you add the female version? And let's look at the female women's slim fit, which looks cool. And then can you also add the hoodie? Now, the one thing with the hoodie, and I ran into the mistake on this on one of my campaigns, is make sure you just go to the different ones you want to ask Teespring to add to your campaign, and make sure that this stuff isn't outside of the printable area. So see how this is actually slightly outside of the printable area? You just need to drag it down a little and then make sure it still looks good. There you go. So now it fits. See how it's in the, even though we're not launching a campaign with a sweatshirt right now, it has to be the same in the printable area so that when Teespring prints it, they don't have to make a new screen. So it's just a technicality you just want to use. But if you go back to basic tee, make sure it looks okay. And there you go. So how's that look? You think it looks pretty good? Tom and Teresa say this is so easy. It really is easy. So you can get as picky as you want, right? Okay. So yeah, you can change the spacing and all that stuff. So I'll let you guys play with it. I'm actually going to launch this campaign. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select next step. Okay. And I'm going to choose 50 t-shirts. You know, I bet you will sell more than that, but I'm going to choose 50 because I think that's a good conservative one. If I choose 20, the price goes up. Now, things that contribute to an increase in price is adding an image that increases the price. If you're just using text, it's a little cheaper, but images definitely make it a little cooler. So I'm going to choose 50. Now, I always like to add at least $10 to how much it costs. So I make $10 profit for each shirt. That gives us a really nice margin for promoting this on Facebook. Okay. Josh says, so how long will it take for this campaign to make money? It will start making money today, guaranteed. I guarantee that this will start making money today. Andrew Luck has been making money for me all day yesterday. So Colin says, what happens? Who pays for the shirt if the goal quantity is not achieved? That's the great thing is you don't pay for that. Okay, so what happens is you don't make any profit, but you don't pay for it. So you don't have a risk there. All right, so that's the name of the game is if it's your first campaign, maybe select 20 t-shirts. I think that that's a good goal. It gives you good margins. All right. If you have a little more experience, maybe select 50 or whatever. Okay, so it's a lot of fun. So let's see. Wow, can't wait to try it. Let's check the back. Yeah, Mark says, so we could use custom audiences for horse lovers, skiers, whatever, and make a campaign. Definitely. This would be a great gift idea with Christmas around the corner. Yeah, guys, think about Christmas around the corner. You know what you could do? I actually just thought of this idea right now. I'm just trying to think if it's possible. You could probably like choose all of the common names out there, like Smith family or whatever, and make T-shirts for like the Smith family, and make like find whatever the top last names are, and actually market campaign to them. So I think that that would actually work really well. Samuel says he can think of hundreds of T-shirts to do. So Geraldo has a good question. If you send them to Teespring directly, don't you risk that they do it on their own? No. You know why? Because, and this is the same reason why most people aren't successful at making money. Inherently, people are generally quite lazy. They don't want to take the risk. Now, this is a generalization. You need to rise above that, and that's why you're here taking this course. But don't be concerned about what other people might do, because the reality is they likely won't. You're the action taker, and that's why you're going to profit from this. Chances are they will never do that. Cool. Yeah, you can add faces to design. You can add whatever you want onto it. You just need to work within that specific area. So I'm going to select next step. And I am going to name this. I think that looks fine, don't you? Yeah, it looks fine. I'm going to name this. Okay. Limited edition Broncos best. I don't know if this is 40 character in the West T. Okay. Limited edition Broncos best in the West. Okay. So I'm literally going to go back to my Andrew Luck copy. What was the website? Teespring /Andrew Luck. And I'm just going to copy that because that was working. Except they're not the Colts. Okay, so I'm going to say, go Broncos, go. Let's crush those Chiefs. And guys, just in case you haven't thought of it, the Chiefs have probably a really good players as well. I have no idea who those players are, but a little bit of Googling, you can have a competitor shirt and we can race each other. All right. This is a special game time price, so we can rally as much support for the Broncos and Manning as possible. Once the game is over, price goes back up to $29. Let's beat those Chiefs. Get your limited edition Best in the West Peyton Best in the West Manning shirt now. I'm going to choose 5 days. Let's see if anyone's taken this, probably. Let's see if Best in the West is available. There we go. So now we've got the URL the Best in the West. I think that looks good. Cool. So you can add images and fancy it up here. I don't really do that, but there you go. So pretty straightforward. John Alana says the family last name on the t-shirt is the old Gary Halbert coat of arms business. Yeah, so that stuff works, right? So someone's saying, have you had a celeb pick on the t-shirt? I think you've got to be careful with that. So I haven't done anything wrong here, but having their face on it, that might be a question mark. Someone's saying, when pricing, is it worth considering the prices of the branded version? People aren't generally logical buyers, they're emotional buyers. So especially when it comes to football, and actually John Alanis is a really good example of this. He's like a diehard Cowboys fan. And I don't think he's ever like, oh, I'm not going to buy this shirt because the branded version is $2 more cheaper or whatever. It's like, if you like that shirt, you'll buy it. And that's that. And you don't really look at the cost as much within a certain degree, but you want to sell to emotional buyers, not to people who are like cost comparison, because you're not going to win that way. Okay, so Jenny says, if you meet the sales goal of 50, can you use the same design for another t-shirt campaign? Yeah, and just so you know, we can sell more than 50 t-shirts. And John, what do you think of this shirt? Since you're a big football fan, even though it's not Cowboys, but you can actually make a lot of money selling Cowboys shirts. So you can actually oversell from 50 to 100 or whatever. That's fine. Let's see, just going through these. Yeah, I'll send you the title and description here. Guys, it doesn't matter when the game's going to be over. I think my understanding is like the Western Championships or whatever it's called is like, it's going to be a big deal for the next 3 weeks or so. So they're going to, especially if they win, we want them to win now. And actually, women, this is a great way to make football more interesting. If you've got a boyfriend or a husband, is if you've got money riding on it with t-shirts. That's what I've done. It definitely makes the game a lot more exciting. So if they're going to win, it's going to make it more profitable too. So let's see. So Sam says he's a Peyton Manning fan. Do you like this shirt, Sam? Just going through the questions here, guys. Daniel says, if your shirt goes viral, we can be potentially earning thousands and thousands of dollars. Absolutely. So here's a tool that I'm going to show you. Where is it? Here we go. So TView, and I'll put this in the chat box. You can actually see all of the, I actually discovered this website from another marketer, and I'm not sure who runs it, but you can actually see which campaigns are selling. So let me show you on the first page. I think it's actually the second page. Okay, so this is another Colts shirt. All Colts grow up to be Broncos. You can see they sold 2,192 shirts. Like, that's a lot of money. Let's see how much money that would actually, oh, you can't right here. That's thousands of dollars. So yeah, you could actually make a lot of money doing this. Like, Some shirts have really gone crazy, and you can kind of see what's selling well. There's some engineer shirts on here. I'll show you. This is funny. Wake up smarter, sleep with an engineer. They sold almost 1,600 hoodies. So, the sky really is the limit, and you can kind of see what's selling on here to give you an idea. Okay, so it's in the chat box. Okay, URL for getting images. I use istockphoto.com. Again, entered that in the chat box. Yeah, so James, to clarify, James says, so if you set your price at selling 20, but you sell 100, you will still have to pay for the 20 lot price, correct? That's correct. Now, Kevin says, why would we need to buy the leftover inventory, Brittany? Elaborate that, if you will. Okay, let's say you've got 1 hour left in your campaign and you've sold 19 out of 20 t-shirts. Would you rather buy one t-shirt so that you make the total amount and get paid for the other 19? Or would you rather your marketing efforts be wasted and have those 19 be refunded? So that's what I mean. You need to just figure out if it's worth it yourself. So Anthony says cowboy logo is just a start. Very easy to create their logo. Exactly. Okay. Tom says, laugh out loud. Your lack of football knowledge is absolutely hilarious because you still have a great idea here. Yeah, no, I'm terrible at football. And now that I'm living in LA, I should really get, someone should make me an ebook on a crash course of football so that I can understand American culture better. Yeah, you can do this with movies and bands. You got to be careful with bands if their name's copyrighted. Let's see here. Just going through some questions. Okay, so someone's saying show how you search Google Images. So I wouldn't suggest you use Google Images for this because you want a high quality shirt. Spending $2 to $5 on an image isn't going to set you back. It's not a large risk. So just, I guess where I would say instead of buying an upsell for a product, spend $5 on an image. It's going to make you a lot more money. So if you Google here Broncos, or I guess you would go to Google Advanced Image Search. And I'm going to search Broncos. Scroll down. Usage rights, I would select free to use or share or even commercially to cover yourself legally. And then you've got all this stuff. Now, I'd be careful using some of this stuff. I would go to a website like iStock Photo where you have the rights to use it. The quality is going to be so much better. So I would not advocate using Google Images. Do they have t-shirts for kids? I believe they just have small sizes. I don't think it's kids. And Frank says, or no, Anthony says you can sell any extra inventory on eBay if you do have to buy it. Absolutely. Okay, let's see. Going through questions here. John says there's a great book called The Girlfriend's Guide to Football you'd probably like. Gonna look into that. Okay, James says, Brittany, if you find a winner and repeat, can you restart the campaign with a higher number and lower price per each? Yeah, you could. Rodian, I believe they do ship to Russia. Karen says, if you sell your 20, can you cash out there and start a new campaign? Yeah, you can. Just going through some of these questions. So Kim says, if you like the saying on another t-shirt, can you copy the saying and change the graphics colors? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of an up to you decision. There's no one telling you can't do that. I would just, don't steal someone else's design. But if it is a different design, I think that's okay. So again, you can get paid instantly to your PayPal. Once the campaign's done, you can request a payment. You'll get paid that day. And yes, I am going to market this on Facebook. And yes, I will set up the Facebook ad. I just want to go through these questions here. Okay, so let's go back to our campaign here. We're going to launch this Best in the West launch campaign. Log in with Facebook. I'm saving my design. So you see how easy it was to log in there? I literally just click one button and it's saving my design. And then there we go, Best in the West. And it's live. And so now what I would do is I would just contact support. Let's see. I believe it's just support at Teespring. Contact support Teespring. Okay, so literally email support at teespring.com and just tell them I want to add a girl version, the girls slim fit, add girls slim fit and hoodie to my campaign. And then tell them how much you want to mark it up. I would add $10 profit to the slim fit and add $15 profit to the hoodie. And then they'll do that for you. Okay, so that's in the chat box. Okay, so now we have our campaign. Here we go, Best in the West. So now let's go to Facebook, facebook.com/ad/create. And I'm going to select clicks to website because there's no tracking pixel for this. I know that they do have a tracking pixel, but it's a little more complicated. And then you can see the image here, the Best in the West, pops right up. Limited edition Bronco tees. Let's see. What did I use for my Andrew Luck? Show your support for, I'm just going to copy this. Show your support for Manning and get the game day price 19 price increase tomorrow. Best of the West. Best of the West Manning. Show your support for Manning. No. So you want to tell them it's a t-shirt somewhere. Manning t-shirt. Support Manning. No, Manning t-shirt. That's what I would say. Okay, so Manning t-shirt support. So show your support for Manning. Get the game day price $19. Price increases tomorrow. So I would make sure that I've removed newsfeed. I've just selected right column. I would make sure that it indicates it's a t-shirt somewhere. Show your support for Manning and get the game day price $19. Price increases tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to select United States because let's be honest, football is huge in the States. And then I'm going to select Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning. So he's got a massive audience, which is great. Okay. And actually what I will do here, and let's just see, Peyton Manning, is let's go to precise interest and select Peyton Manning. That's a little more targeted. So that's 1.1 million. Okay. So United States, we don't even have to include Canada, although there are 20,000 fans in Canada. So that is something. I'll include that then. Peyton Manning, scrolling down here, I'm going to call it Peyton Manning T. Keep the budget of $10 per day, optimize for clicks, and place order. Okay, so we set up our ad. So that's awesome. Now, I'm going to set up another ad. So now that that's here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select create a similar ad. So to recap, I'll do a quick recap here. So we used Google Trends to identify what athletes are trending in sports right now. To probably not many surprise, other than myself this morning, Peyton Manning is trending. Okay, Peyton Manning plays for the Broncos. The Broncos are playing the Chiefs tomorrow, and basically, they're playing. It's the Western Conference or something like that, and so we're creating a T-shirt around that. So we found an image on iStock Photo. We capitalized on the Best in the West. We launched that on Teespring. We came to Facebook ads and we created an ad campaign. And literally, we were just targeting. We're not even using the scraper tool. We're targeting people who like Peyton Manning. Okay, so that's that. So we can actually create a similar ad and add an alternative image. So I would do that. So create a similar ad. And let's see, I might go to Google, and here I might find another image. So I'd be less concerned about using, we'll go to Google Advanced Image Search. I would find maybe an image of Peyton Manning if we can, that is usage rights are interesting. So this is what Peyton Manning looks like. So this isn't bad. Not the best photo of him in the world, I wouldn't say, but save image Manning, 2K and 3-day training. Now we go back and we've selected create a similar ad. Now we just upload image here. And here we add Manning, and we keep everything else the same. Okay? And go ahead and I'm going to select place. Oh, forgot to remove the newsfeed. So we want to remove newsfeed, keep it just right-hand column, go down and select place order. Okay, everyone with me? Pretty straightforward, right? Oh, so I guess I did a spelling in the ad. So that's fine. I'll misspelling out. I'll just edit that really quickly. Prince increases tomorrow. I wish. Okay. So we'll just, that's really easy to fix here. Price increases tomorrow. Continue. And then just edit. So it's really easy to edit these things. Okay, so what we did there is we targeted just Peyton Manning. We're also going to target the Broncos more broadly. Because just because someone liked the Broncos page, maybe they forgot to like the Manning page or something like that. So it could still get some good results. So Rebecca says, would scraping optimize our results? Yeah, so scraping would get you a lower cost per click for sure, and probably a better return on investment, but it comes down to scale. Okay, so when you scrape a smaller audience like that, you're not always going to be able to reach the high volume. So what if you really want to get nitty gritty, I would scrape the audience using Social Leads Freak. But it'll be more difficult to target like 50 t-shirt sales that way. So like I said, so look, see how fast that was? Your ad has been approved. Go to Ads Manager to see it. So like that's how fast that stuff gets approved. And like I said, when you have like non-risky ads, it's really fast to get it approved. Okay, so like I said, I would literally just create a similar ad again. And instead of targeting just Peyton Manning, I would target the Broncos. So I just changed it from Manning's shirt to Broncos t-shirt. Broncos, which I feel like, yeah, Denver Broncos. Okay, so scrolling down. And now I would create a new campaign for this because we're using a different audience segment. So Broncos t-shirt, $10, and place order. And then I would just, sorry, I forgot to remove the news feed again. And then I would just do the same thing for the other image. So is that pretty clear for you guys? It's really easy. Okay, so going through this, yeah, so people are saying it's really easy, so that's good. This is definitely going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so I'll show you the settings one more time. There's a few questions on that. Scroll down. So I selected optimizing for clicks, not for impressions. what I will probably do is I'll also run a campaign for optimize for impressions so that tomorrow I can show you the cost per click between both of them. So yeah, I've got 4 ads total, $10 budget for each of them. Okay, and so if you reach your $10 budget, I would just increase it to $20, $30, especially when you're profiting. Let's see here. Okay, so again, targeting the ad on Facebook was really easy. You literally just entered in the interest rate here. Okay, so it doesn't get any easier than that. Okay, so guys, what do you do? Adam's asking, can you give us a few minutes to set this up for ourselves during the training so we can see our results at the same time yours are coming in? So what I would do is definitely set it up, but I'll be on the Facebook page later on today and ask your questions in there. You're going to be really excited about this. Okay. So there you go. So that's that. So we've got our ads are all ready to go. So that's one strategy. I'll probably go create another 2 t-shirt campaigns tonight. I'll post them in the Facebook group later on tonight so you can follow along on sales this evening. And I would suggest you to do that. That's a really fast cash system. If we create 3 t-shirts and we sell 50 of each, that will be $2,000 profit. Okay. And I'm confident that we can do that, especially if we've got hot topics like, using the Google Trend strategy we spoke about earlier. Okay, so that's the first strategy for actually getting this all set up. Have you guys enjoyed this so far? Are you liking today's training? Okay, so getting a tons of yeses, awesome. Cool. So yeah, this is the fast cash aspect of the 2K and 3-day training. Like I said, this is really exciting. It is really fun. And the reason why I'm giving you this is because I think it's important that you get some faster cash in, because then it will open your eyes to keep going to build your long-term business, which is really building your mailing list, your more advanced strategies. It's just that can sometimes take a little more work to actually get the results. But in the long run, that will make you more money. Okay? So getting tons of feedback, which is awesome. Okay. So the other thing is, and I'll go over this tomorrow after we have the sales, is you can also message your Teespring buyers. Let's go to the Andrew Luck. Teespring, Andrew Luck. Let's see. So message buyers right here. And then that will actually, you can tell them, hey, share this with your friends and that sort of thing. And I'll go in that in more detail tomorrow. Okay, so that was the t-shirt aspect. We've got one more strategy. It won't take too long. Today is going to be a little bit of a shorter day, so you've got more time to implement yourself. And then we'll take it up tomorrow, and tomorrow will be probably a 3-hour day or so. So that was the Teespring. The other fast cash, and this isn't as exciting, most of you will probably focus on primarily the t-shirt stuff, is the internet marketing fast cash. Internet marketing is still like the best converting niche that I know of. So a good way to make money, even if you don't want to go in the internet marketing category, is by going to the different gurus in the internet marketing space like Frank Kern and Ryan Deiss and using Social Leads Freak to extract the commenters there, creating a custom audience, and then promoting an internet marketing product just through direct linking. So let me show you an example. So I usually go to JVZoo for this stuff. So JVZoo is an affiliate account. They pay you instantly, and who doesn't like to get paid instantly? And you basically just want to select login or register. I have an account already, but I can never remember my password. Okay, so let's select affiliates. So basically, if you you log in after you create your free account, and you want to select, let's see, marketplace here. Select marketplace or top sellers. I'm going to select top sellers. Actually, let's select marketplace here. So select marketplace. I'm going to choose, let's see, internet marketing. Where is that section? change. Okay, here we go. Internet marketing and e-commerce. Okay, and you can basically, these are all the different products to sell. Somewhere on here, let's see, we'll go to approved products here. Find products. So affiliates, find products. And it's just we're waiting for JV Zoo. Okay, so log on, affiliate, find products. That's what the button I was looking for. I wanted to find this dashboard, which basically tells you the conversion rate. So what the average conversion rate that people are getting for this, the average EPC, and so on and so forth. So what I would do is basically find, and you can see the prices are a little lower. So this one, convert video press. So let's see. I don't know. Viral Facebook formula. Niche video site builder. There's all these different products, and you can see the conversion rates are here. So SEO Zen Pro. Let's actually look at that, because that has a good conversion rate and high EPC. So maybe we would want to promote this. So the price is $127. So it's a bit high for direct linking on Facebook, but it does work. Let's find something that is viral Facebook formula. Okay, so this has a decent conversion rate. Rapid Content Wizard. Just kind of going through this. Okay, so Facebook cache method. Squeeze Ninja software. Okay, so that's got a pretty good conversion rate. So I might promote this. So let's take a look at this. $47 product, $50 commission. So you can actually, you have to request permission. Usually it's right away. So just say, I want to promote your product. They'll approve you within a few hours if they're smart. And then basically what happens is you can go into your affiliate dashboard once you're approved and select approved products. And basically you can see all the different things. So social leads light. So this is where I've been promoting Social Leads Freak. So you can select Social Leads Freak. I'm going to select get links. And this is where you get your link after you're approved. Okay. So once you have that link, you can actually create an ad. Now, before you do that, because like I said, I want to emphasize that you do not need to build a mailing list in internet marketing. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is for a fast cash method, because internet marketing converts so well, is build an audience list by actually going to Social Leads Freak and entering in Ryan Dice or Frank Kern and actually extracting the likes from here and going to all the top internet marketers out there, extracting the comment user IDs only, and then from there, actually creating a custom audience. So let me show you. Extract custom comment user IDs here. Okay, so Sandy's saying, sorry, what are we looking for when selecting a product to promote? Well, what you want to look for is conversion rate. If there's a conversion rate of 5 to 10%, you're great, as well as EPC. And you want an EPC over $1. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select yes, extract those, and it's going to extract them from the comments box. And guys, just hold on one sec. Sorry, there's a bit of noise in the background. So it's just being extracted right now. And basically, again, like we went over yesterday, what will happen is we'll have a CSV file. I actually already have it on my computer. And then we want to go to, let's see, we want to go to the Facebook custom audience on the Power Editor and create a custom audience there. So select audiences, create audience, custom audience. We'll use Frank Kern as an example. Kernster comments. And make sure you select user IDs because they're not emails, they're user IDs. Select create. It uploads the almost 2,500 user IDs. And then what you would do is close. You would wait the 10 minutes that it takes or so to have this ready. And you would just go to Facebook ads / create an ad, direct linking to that offer. Now, I will give you a warning. I'd say about 50% of the time to 60% of the time, direct linking and internet marketing will work and you'll get past Facebook, but you don't want to have an aggressive sell. So you don't want to say make $100,000 in 5 days or anything like that. You would want to make it a little easier. Like I ran an ad that said better than cloaking. Okay, so you can make it about something that's less obvious, like not throw money in their face and just tell them actually more feature wise what it's about. So clicks to website, here, enter the URL. And this is making sense for everyone so far? So this is just a second strategy. And sorry, one sec, guys. So this is just a second faster money making strategy. To be honest, the t-shirt one's a lot more fun. And actually, it'll probably, well, they both make pretty good money. But the t-shirt one's a little more fun. But this is just a second method I wanted to give you because I have made a ton of money doing this. And that is just going to find offers to promote on JVZoo, looking at the conversion rates that I went over earlier. Then looking at the EPC. EPC means earnings per click. So on average, how much an affiliate earns every time that they send one visitor to that page. So an earnings per click or an EPC of over $1 is a great number. Okay. After that, I would go to Social Leads Freak and I would just go find all of the gurus out there like Ryan Dice and Frank Kern, and I would go and I would extract the comments as we did here. And I would create custom audience on Facebook like I showed you how to do yesterday. And then I would just create an ad. So you wouldn't want to use this image. Only $97 buy now. When in doubt about what image to use, I'll usually use like a question mark because it kind of like naturally humans don't like open loops. They don't like knowing, hey, what's that question mark for? It makes them curious. And when someone's curious, they have to find out what it is. So I would make the headline like, let's see, targeted. So red hot responsive leads, question mark. Check out this software tool that makes it easy to get red hot responsive leads to build your biz. Check. So you just have to make sure you're not over the character limit. So check this software tool out. So I'm just editing the ad a little so it fits. It makes it easy to get hot responsive leads to build your biz. Okay, there it fits. Okay, so red hot responsive leads, check this software tool out. It makes it easy to get red hot responsive leads to build your biz. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. Right here, you would just red hot responsive leads, open this. It's not like thrown in your face too much, which is important. And then you would just go and I would select United States. And I would select Peyton Manning. No, sorry, not Peyton Manning. I would select Ryan Dice wherever he is. Well, he might not be loaded yet, so we'll select Greg Davis because he's another internet marketer, or Kern. That was another one we selected, but Kern hasn't loaded yet, so we'll just keep it with Greg Davis Facebook event. Scroll down, name it Social Leads Freak to Greg Davis, and then change the budget to about $5. And then I would go ahead and I would just select place order. And again, I would remove the newsfeed up top. Set place order. And then basically that's that for that. Okay, so that's the second strategy. It's like I said, it's not as fun. It does make a lot of money. You're just following a lot of the same methods that we went over yesterday. Okay. And again, this pays you immediately as well. And so in that case, it really comes down to, I guess, preference. I would test both of them because both do make a lot of money. Um, so yeah, is there any questions about that? Okay, just going through here. Questions, lots of questions. Okay, so that was pretty easy, guys. What did you think about today's training so far? And that was the bulk of the training. I will take questions now. And then what I would encourage you to do is spend the afternoon building your t-shirt campaigns, as well as building your custom audiences in the internet marketing category if that's something you're interested in, and set up a few campaigns because I'm really excited about this. I know we're gonna have a bunch of people getting results selling their t-shirts today. So go play around with it. Try not to copy my t-shirt exactly because it will dilute, the results of it. But yeah, let's see. So we got Mark says friggin' awesome, awesome, Brittany, awesome, great, great, really good. So we're getting a lot of people saying that this is good stuff. Um, And guys, here's another little tip. If you want, and I don't want to confuse you, but something to think about is if you're going to create a t-shirt campaign in your niche, you could use the trust jacking tool, and you could actually send traffic to the t-shirt page with the pop-up being your opt-in page, so you can still capture people who don't opt in. Okay, so guys, I will post all the URLs and I will post all of the resources in the members area again. I will do what I did yesterday. I'll recap homework assignment to remind you tomorrow we'll be taking up from yesterday where we're talking about scaling up our mailing list and our long-term business. Today's focus was on fast cash. And so I really want you all to have success with this. Now, I know that there might be some questions coming in that I've missed. I think the best place to answer those in detail will be on the Facebook group. And for those of you, the link to the Facebook group should just be in the chat box. I'll add it in here. Facebook.com/group/mastermind lookin'. So if you're not a member yet, I'll add you in there. And I want to hear all about you making money tomorrow. So I've got a little bit of a competition. Who wants to hear about the competition? All right, awesome. Okay, I'm excited. I like competitions. Okay, I think it's going to be really cool too. So I've got the 2K3Day 48-hour competition. Okay, so we'll check in Monday morning on this. Okay, so basically the competition is I'll be considering a combination of factors and there'll be one winner. Okay, a combination of factors will be considered to determine the winner. Number one, the degree to which you've implemented the training. All right, so following along and implementing the training. Number two, results from implementation of this system. So whether you've gotten really good results building your mailing list or you've made money, all right, whether it's $10, $100, $1,000, $2,000, whatever, all right, it's going to be a combination. And then the degree to which you share these strategies with your fellow mastermind members on Facebook. So I'll be looking at all three of these things. And then the winner, I'm actually going to choose one person, and I think this is a pretty cool prize if I do say so myself. Will actually accompany me to an LA Lakers game in Los Angeles, where you can use that time to mastermind with myself on your online business. It'll just be you and I. We'll have a lot of fun, and I'll also cover the cost of your flight anywhere inside the continental US or up to $500. So, how's that sound to you guys? We're getting a lot of oh my gods. What? Okay, so we're getting a lot of cool stuff. So I think that's a pretty cool prize, isn't it? It's going to be a lot of fun. Bill says his wife would kill him, but guys, again, it's all about having fun at the Lakers game for rewarding your success. I might and I probably will be throwing in a bunch of other prizes. So guys, don't think that this is without of your reach. Okay, $10 is still success if you've never made money online. $2,000 is great too, but I want to encourage you to take action and get results, and then share those results with your mastermind members so that we can all learn from it. And then, like I said, the first prize will be a ticket to an LA Lakers game. We'll get great seats. We'll mastermind. I'll help you with your online business to whatever extent you want help, and we'll have some fun watching the game. And plus, I'll cover your airfare. So Above and beyond that, I'll have some kind of runner-up prizes too, but this is definitely the big one. All right, so we've got a lot of excitement about that. All right, guys, and so what I'll do, and someone's asking about the Kings game. If you would rather, whatever the winner wants, if you would rather go to a Lakers game or a Kings game, I'd rather go to a Kings game. But whatever you want, we'll definitely do that. Or the Clippers. I'm not picky. All right. So guys, I will recap homework. I will recap the links and the resources in the members area throughout the day. I will be on the Facebook group answering questions. Get cracking, start making money, share your results, and we will crown the winner on Monday. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this session, and I'll make this replay available as soon as possible. All right, thanks, guys.